Alright, just figured I would make a video explaining how to degree camshaft. This is the first time I've done it, so I might get some things out of order or not communicated too well. But so far, I've completed the first step of degreeing in top dead center, which essentially what you're doing is you set up your dial indicator above your piston as close to the center as you can get it. Rotate your engine until your needle stops going up and then starts coming back down. Bring it to as high as it'll go. Zero out your dial indicator. And then put that zero on your needle at 0. And then you're going to rotate the engine over both ways to down 50 thousandths. Try to do this one-handed without overshooting. I need to get a new breaker bar for at home. My good ones are at work. There we go. Down 50 thou. We're at about 11 degrees. So we go backwards now. Back to 0. Overshot 11. There's 11. Yep. Hang on. Keep overshooting it on the dial indicator. Okay, there's another 50 thou down, and about 11, almost 12. I don't have this perfectly centered, but half a degree I believe will get me close enough to get my measurements that I need, or within enough tolerance that it's probably fine. Basically, as far as the information I can find on this camshaft, being a Chevy Performance cam, it didn't come with a cam card. So hunting for information on it, number I found for intake centerline was 110. So we're gonna measure it out, see if we get. If it's like 112, we'll work with it. If it's give or take 2, essentially, is the tolerance I'm willing to work with on this, given its stock parts, just different generations. So it should be all right. I'll get set up for finding the intake centerline now. Here it is, set up for finding the intake lobe centerline. Comes with these pretty much universal lifters. There's one that fits in for the Chevy engines. And then we got a couple more, I think Ford and Chrysler dummy lifters. And then a little push rod that sits in the lifter and then cups the needle for the dial indicator. So what you're going to do here is rotate, again, just like the piston. Rotate until that needle stops going up. And then once you're at max lift, you look at your number on the degree wheel. You don't move the degree wheel. 0 is your top dead center. So you hit max lift, set your dial indicator to 0, go down 50 thou, then look at the degree wheel. I had that mixed up there for a second. Then go back the other way. Down 50 thou, read the number, add the 2, divide the 2, and that should be your centerline spec. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. I'm probably going to need both hands, so it's going to be kind of jumpy. Alright, so there we are. Max lift. Got the dial indicator set to 0, which you do just by rotating this collar. It will rotate the numbers on the scale, in case anyone doesn't know. This mag base is really nice. There is also vice grip style bases, but obviously for working on a stripped down block, this is probably ideal. So now we will go down 50 thou and then read the number on the wheel. Alright, down about 50 thousandths, a little past. Got about 160 on our degree wheel. So assuming I've done all this right, when we go back the other way, and add the numbers, we should get around 110 ideally. Alright, so we're down 50 degrees, or 50 thousandths going counterclockwise. And we actually got about 51, did the math, and that gives us about 105.5. So assuming I've done this correctly, I'm gonna reset and double check everything off camera. But assuming everything checks out just fine, I'm 5 degrees off, which means I'll have to adjust where my crank gear is on that sprocket. Has multiple splines to be adjusted. So we will be back with that outcome. Alright, well, all of that took much longer than needed to because I forgot a step. I went and pulled the crank sprocket off, clocked it to the R4, lined your dot up with R4. Now, obviously it's not pointing up and down right now because we have our cam degreed. But yes, the dot will go to your advanced or retard mark, not back to dot. In case there was any confusion on that, I did find that not very many sources actually go through where to line that back up. They just clock the crank sprocket and throw it back on there and don't really tell you what to do with this. But yes, your dot will go to your R246, whatever, your A246, whatever. Wherever you need to clock that to, you will line your timing dot on the cam with that number. And where I screwed up was I clocked it to R4, then I just had the dots lined up, threw the degree wheel back on at 0 on the mark, thinking, okay, top dead center is already set. That is not the case. Sorry about that. My dog was acting weird. I think he, I don't know, wasn't drinking water. Got him some more, got him inside. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I didn't reset top dead center on the degree wheel. First time I clocked the crank sprocket at R4 to get me the extra 4 degrees to get to a 110 center line. And so since I didn't do that, I went and, rechecked my numbers on my lift and my degree, and I had actually lost 4 degrees. So I thought maybe either my source material or I was backwards. Either way, I tried going to A4, and then I'd only gained, I got back at 104 somehow. So obviously nothing was making sense. So I rechecked my, the Clay Smith cam's instructional video, and yeah, I wasn't paying too close of attention because they do tell you got to reset 0 degrees on your degree wheel with your top dead center. So once you take all this off, you got to restart the whole procedure. So I spent a lot more time on this than I needed to, but learning experience, I guess. First time I've done this, so I'll take it. But the numbers I just got gave me 109, so I'll take that as 110, given maybe just a little bit of not reading that dead on, or not reading that dead on. Either way, 109, a 1 degree difference from what I'm looking for. I'll take it. That should be perfectly fine. I had to take multiple cuts of this video because of all that, and every time my screen times out, it stops the video, so I'm gonna have to stitch all those together. This video won't probably won't be up till tomorrow. I'm tired. It got pretty hot in the garage. I probably should open a door or something, but oh well. We figured it out. Got the cam degreed right at 110. So I might do some research and see if I want to clock it back a bit more to change my power curve. But for now, we're probably just going to run stock and see what happens. We'll see where that research leads. It's always something around here. And then I might do a video on the bike tomorrow as well. But yeah, that's about it for Shitbox Garage today.